Did you notice the similarities between Negan walking into Alexandria for the first time and Rick walking into Alexandria for the first time? Now, in The Walking Dead, they have characters or different circumstances mirror other circumstances that have happened. Like, you'll have characters do the same thing that another character did in a different season, and it's kind of a nice way to call back to that, or for multiple different reasons. Well, you can also have similarities that don't exactly mirror it. For example, Negan killed a walker, and he walked into Alexandria really cocky, and he told Rick that he was providing a service. And this is what the Saviors do, essentially. It's showcased a little differently in the comic, as if that's one of the selling points. Oh, we're going to clear out the walkers, and then in exchange, we'll take half your stuff for that service. It's an extortion. It's showcased a little differently on the show. It's not really highlighted that that is something they're definitely going to do, but regardless, when Rick Grimes gets to Alexandria for the first time in Season 5, when he's about to go meet Deanna, he tells Sasha to turn around and kill this walker, and he says something along the lines of, it's a good thing we're here, or something, to take care of that walker for them. And then he strolls into Alexandria all cocky. If you watch those scenes back to back, there's something truly amazing there. And I think this highlights how fantastic this show really is. Also, from the same episode, you get Rick Grimes on camera being interviewed by Deanna, and he's telling her, he's basically predicting somebody like Negan coming, judging you by what they can take from you, using you to survive. It is amazing. They clearly had to have put that in there, knowing how it would relate to Negan's presence when he was finally on screen, and the fact that Negan did find that recording and watch it, and that was a comedic scene as well, but it was fantastic how that was blended well in Negan's first visit to Alexandria. Now, I never shy away from being critical. When you see something that's a little off, maybe it just doesn't suit you, your tastes, sure, talk about it. There's nothing wrong there. But when you point out flaws, I don't think you should stray away from that. Like, you shouldn't not point a flaw out because this is your favorite show. I love the hell out of this show. And if there's a problem with the way they drop the van off of the bridge, I'll speak about it, I might tease them a little bit. So what? That's definitely healthy in the fandom to do. And recently, the thing fans are discussing the most are the bottle episodes. There's a big chunk of fans that do not like the bottle episodes. Now, I will be the first one to say, definitely talk about what you don't like, because it's helpful in any fandom. For example, the Morse code was a theory that a lot of fans had. So many fans discussed this. It was such a hot topic that it actually got brought up in an interview to Scott Gimple recently. Do you understand how awesome that is? The fan theory got so hot, it was brought up to Scott Gimple, and he addressed it, and he shot it down. He did say that that was very creative, and he loves hearing these ideas, but no, that was just a coincidence that Daryl was blinking and they showed the Morse code chart. Now, the Morse code chart, I don't know why a lot of fans made such a big deal out of how it was seen in the shot, because that Morse code chart has been there since the very beginning. I mean, you could see it in Season 5, was it? Yeah, in Season 5. It's been there for 2 seasons, so it was just the angle that the director chose for the shot that it so happened to be in the shot. But my point, though, is it's healthy for fans to talk about what they love and what they do not like, because this information gets to the people making the show, and if there is truly a flaw, they could learn to tweak it. They become aware so they can tackle the flaws before it gets to the fan base, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that us talking about bottle episodes will change anything. I am just saying it's healthy discussion. You're always going to have consistencies that they do that are fantastic, and I love a lot of what they do, and there's a lot of consistencies in this episode alone. Like, for example, Dwight calling Rosita, the way he said it, that's a callback to the episode in Season 6 where they killed Denise, where he asks her name. And in this episode, they even call back to that same moment where, and I love this part, where Dwight asks if she found anything out there, and she's like, just your dead friends. And that's the zombies that she pulled the gun out of. Now, you see a couple zombies that are really rotted, but then you see some zombies that are more fresh, and those are the dead saviors they killed last season. So there's a bunch of callbacks and consistencies that are freaking epic, and then you have some you just can't get around, and you don't quite understand how these these got missed, like the hair. The hair is probably the biggest, and I always notice it when you marathon the episodes coming, when you prepare yourself for the new season and you're marathoning them, and you notice Carl's hair grows way too fast, and it grows faster than what is in the timeline. Dwight has that same problem. His hair is just grown 3 inches, and it's supposed to be like a week in their timeline. But beyond these problems, The Walking Dead is a fantastic show, and it is terrific. What element about the story also that is burning some fans out is the fact that the bad guys are winning, and it does feel frustrating, but that's a good thing. We are supposed to feel frustrated, but not only are we supposed to feel that way, but this is adding to the enjoyment we will get later on, if and when Rick Grimes finally gets the upper hand on Negan. Even the moment when they start talking or putting action into play that they are going to start attacking back or maybe gathering intel, when that little bit starts happening, we will start getting more and more excited for that. And I often talk about the reward. It's nice to get rewards while you're watching a show or a movie or whatever, and they do it often. They do it a lot in the most recent season of Game of Thrones. They set you up with a villain that is so vile and disgusting, and he's always winning and winning and winning, and they set you up with that one scene, that one moment where the character finally gets the upper hand, or anything. It could be characters who are separated for so long and they each just barely pass and miss each other. Maybe they're family, maybe they're friends, maybe they are lovers, it doesn't matter, but the fact that we are waiting for that reward where they're finally going to reunite again, and they are already setting us up to receive big payback later on, to receive big rewards, like they're finally setting us up for Rick Grimes to wipe that smirk off of Negan's face later this season. It might not be permanent, but it's coming up to where it'll be one scene. We don't know what Negan's response or his reaction. We don't know who's going to have the upper hand, but we will get that scene. We will get a scene where Daryl gets free. We will get a scene where Daryl and Carol is reunited. Right now, we haven't even had it set up yet that Carol knows about anything that's going on. We're going to get that depressing scene when Tara returns to find Denise dead, Glenn dead, Abraham dead, but we're also going to get that scene where Tara does something to maybe turn the tides of the war or help out in some way that gives us some little reward. And we're going to see this from Maggie too. She had a tremendous loss, and again, we're staying general because we don't know how Maggie will help, or maybe Maggie doesn't do anything this season that will give us the reward, the payoff, but it's coming, and they're setting us up for multiple rewards that I think a lot of fans are forgetting because of the frustration they're feeling now because the bad guys are winning, and they seem to be winning in each episode because we are bouncing back and forth the way the episodes are structured. We have Daryl in prison in one episode, and then Negan coming to Alexandria in the next episode, and then we have Maggie dealing with her mourning in the next episode. The episodes are taking place over the same like week-ish, depending. 3 and 4 is a little different, but you get the point. So we keep resetting everyone's mourning, you know what I mean? Like right now we're going to Maggie. We don't know if this is right after she left and she's still in mourning, so we're going right back to how we felt at the end of episode 1. So yes, the emotions are going to be a little jumbled here because of the structure of the season, but hang in there because the rewards will be worth it. With that said, initially I wanted to do an afterthoughts video for this, but because of my work schedule I just got slammed, so I couldn't. I'm gonna see what I can do to make up for that. Episode 5 is gonna air tonight. I will do my best. Hang in there though, but you can have the guarantee that we will have the first impression reviews. Those are the ones that are always guaranteed. I will have a makeup video for episode 4 though, maybe something special. So right now as we end this, please let me know, what reward are you looking forward to the most for this season? Me, personally, I'm going to have to go with Rick, even if it's temporary, wiping that smirk off of Negan's face. Thoughts and opinions down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.